Explosive range breaks. You gotta love them. Hi, this is Tim from TradingStrategyGuides.com. Nice, well-supported range on the Great British Pound Japanese Yen right now. I'll show you in just a minute. We got a lot of charts to cover today, so I'm going to go kind of fast. We'll talk about a new factoid of the day, and then the Pound Yen trade setup. Then we'll get to today's trading maxim. Stay tuned. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and hit that bell so you don't miss any of our trading goodness. Alright, let's zoom through some charts. Well, good old Apple still just going sideways right now. I still got the second half with the stop loss right here at break even. As I mentioned in Wednesday's video, I was going to close the pound CAD. If it closed down below here, it did, I did, and I'm done with pound CAD for now. Good old reliable Bitcoin. It usually hits the target within the first couple of days, and this time was no different. We entered right here on Tuesday's close. Target hit yesterday. Took half off for profit, moved the stop to break even on the second half. I'll move my second half stop loss down to lock in more profit as soon as we see a new low below this candle right here. Remember, this moves all weekend, so keep an eye on it. Well, it seems not all the altcoins are as reliable movers as Bitcoin. I sold Ethereum Classic on Tuesday's close right here, and I'm still waiting for it to do something. Just kind of started going sideways. Target is 399.33 right here. Stop loss 562.66, and we wait. So Nike was the subject of Wednesday's video, and I bought it just ahead of the close on Wednesday. I know my video was a bit late. My apologies, so I hope you guys were able to get into this one. It pushed up yesterday, didn't quite hit our target. Looks like it might push up today. We'll see. Hopefully it will continue on this path. I got in at 90.81. My target is 92.72. My stop loss is 87.95. Of course, if it closes down here back inside the range, we'll get out of it early. Okay, I talked about dollar Swissy last week. We took a bit of a loss on this close above the original range right here at 99.45, where the dotted line is. I mentioned that if it continued inside the range for a while, which it has done right here on continually declining volume, and it has continued to decline right here. Volatility has also continued to decline, that I would redraw the range that included that head fake. Well, it did, and I did. The new range is 99.75, so we're looking for a close above that range to buy, or a close below this range, 96.92 to sell. All right, time for our factoid of the day. Okay, we all know that dog is man's best friend, right? Well, I've always thought that. I mean, cats can be fun. I love cats and all, but we just don't deserve dogs. Dogs are just awesome. So, do you think a robot dog could take the place of man's best friend? Well, I'm an engineer, and I come from a family of engineers, and I've been steeped in engineering since I was big enough to crawl. I recall as a 5-6-year-old, my uncle used to take me to Argonne National Laboratories and Fermilab in the Chicago area and show me around. He was an engineer at Argonne, so I lived engineering for all my life. But you know what? I don't think a robot could ever take the place of my dogs, but still, it's a robot, right? How cool is that? So Boston Dynamics is seriously making Spot Mini, renamed just plain old Spot, one of their robot dogs, available for lease to the public. Yes, you too can have BD's signature robo-dog at your side. Boston Dynamics has been making robots for the U.S. military for a lot of years, and now you can have your own piece of military history. well, not history exactly, maybe military futury, or I don't know, some other word. Anyway, see, Spot can even dance. I'm sorry, I had to silence the music here, but just imagine that he's dancing to Uptown Funk. In fact, you don't have to imagine, just look for the link below to see the actual video. If you love robotics, it's definitely worth your time. So apparently you won't be able to just buy one of these machines. I think you have to convince BD to let you have one. As The Verge says, you have to be a company with a good idea and some money to get one. But of course, anyone who's had any training in marketing knows that you can start a great marketing campaign by promoting scarcity and exclusivity. Make people think you have to prove yourself to someone to be qualified to buy one. So that can only lead to public sales in the future. Anyway, well, I for one would love to have one, but like I said, I'm an engineering nerd, so that could explain it. Let me know in the comments what you think of all this. Is this the beginning of Skynet? Hat tip once again to The Hustle for this piece of news. The link to that and The Verge and the video will be below. I've also included a link to the IEEE that talks about the robot dog Spot going on sale, just in case you want more details. Well, let's take a look at that pound yen setup. Pound yen has been in this trading range right here since, mid-July. Trading range consists of a support level right here and a resistance level right here, where price has been tested and failed to breach several times. So you can see the 135.37 level right here has been tested a couple of times right there and several times right there, and the support of 127 has been tested about 3 times right there, and one good whippy candle right there. Remember, the count's very subjective and there is no precise definition of what constitutes a test of the line, because a line is never just a line, it's always a zone. And I always like to have confirmation of a consolidation in the form of declining volume and declining volatility. Remember, this is never perfect either. We're looking for a downtrend in the volume here. You can see we got lower highs, we've got lower lows, which is the very definition of a downtrend. And of course, the volatility is measured using the ATR, or the average true range, which is simply an average of the length of the last 14 candles. So here's the plan. Gotta have a plan, Stan. We will simply buy a daily close above the range, or above 135.37, or we will sell a daily close below the range or below 127. On the breaking candle, to enter a full-size position, you want to see this volume bar reach up to the volume average right here. If it doesn't quite reach the average, but it does reach at least 75% of the average, open a half-size position to reduce risk. You can take the volume here and divide it by the volume average. You should get at least 0.75. That would be 75% of the average. If you don't get that number, don't enter the trade. The stop will be 1.5 times the ATR. The first target will be 1 times the ATR. So again, on the breaking candle, you'll look over here for the ATR. You'll multiply that by 1.5, and you will put that behind the entry. You will measure it from the entry, not from the range. And of course, 1 ATR will be your target, which will again be measured ahead of the entry, not the range. If after entering the trade we get a candle that closes back inside the range, we will take the loss right then and not wait for it to hit the stop loss. Our intention is that a breakout from these patterns should be explosive and hit our target fairly quickly. If the momentum goes away, we want to shut the trade down without taking a full stop if possible. When the price hits our first target, we will close half the position for profit and set the stop loss to break even on the remainder. We will then follow stops as price moves in our direction until the market takes us out. Now typically I do this using 2 positions. The first position has a hard stop loss and a hard take profit at the appropriate prices, and the second position will have a hard stop loss and no take profit directly associated with it. Also, I only risk 2% of my account on each trade because no single trade should make or break you. And that's our setup on the pound yen. Remember, I'm absolutely not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you how I handle these trades. If you want more details about what I do, look below this video for a link to my trade management video. If you've developed a trade management plan that works better for you, by all means use it. Trading is a very personal thing, and things that work for me may not work for you. You have to understand your personal psychology to find the best strategies for your own trading. And psychology is the most important part of trading, in my humble opinion. And I use these trading maxims as a way to handle my personal psychology. And today we're going to dive into the archive. A maxim is a general truth, fundamental principle, a rule of conduct, or a proverbial saying. These maxims come from all over. The purpose of my maxims is to motivate me to discipline in trading as well as other areas of my life. I suggest you start your own list of maxims. Things that you can say to yourself while you're trading or doing life to make sure you always do the right thing. Feel free to borrow from my list. And today we got a fun one. Tim's trading maxim number 6. There's no such thing as too much coffee. Coffee? Coffee? What do you mean I've had too much coffee? That's not even a thing. Yeah, sometimes I just like to have fun. Life should be fun. We get too serious sometimes. At least I know I do. That's why I like to keep these videos light. Enjoy life. You only get one. Oh, and by the way, if you're a Brit, you're allowed to substitute tea for coffee in this maxim. And remember our pound yen trade plan here. We're going to buy a daily candle close above the range or sell a daily candle close below the range. If the volume is not quite average, go half size as long as it's at least 75% of the average. Your stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR. Your first target is 1 times the ATR. And remember, click the link below to the trade management video for more details. Tim Black's trading picks. Don't you just love that picture of me right there? I hate it. I'm sorry. You don't want to miss any of my trading picks. Sign up for my free trading picks email list. Make sure you don't miss any of them. I'll be sending out about 3 or 4 trading picks a week, everything from stocks to futures to cryptos to Forex, and you'll get to see them first. Plus, you'll get first notifications of anything special that's going on. And the best thing is, it's free. I'll put the link below this video. Be sure to come back to Trading Strategy Guide's YouTube channel every week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time for my new videos. We'll have a nice trade setup or two on each one and maybe some extra Q&A or training on Wednesdays. Don't hesitate to ask any questions you may have. I try to answer questions as quickly as possible. And remember, the only stupid question is the unasked one. Also, tell me in the comments what you think of our factoid of the day. Is it fun? Is it lame? I spend a lot of time on that segment, so if it's lame, I want to know sooner rather than later. Oh, and the other thing, remember to tell me in the comments if you'd like to have your own pet robo-dog, even if it is the beginning of Skynet. Follow me on Twitter. Sometimes I post things in there. I'll put my Twitter link below. Tell your friends about us and help us make this the best trading channel on the internet. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up below. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time.